Hello Stellar Souls, welcome back to my channel. It's Sam with another pick a card reading here for you today. And today I thought we would do something that a lot of readers do, but I haven't really done much of. It is the person on your mind and their thoughts and feelings, okay? What I really want to set the intention for though is that this is transformative to you in some way, because what kind of gets me sometimes about these readings is that that's all good and well for that person to think and feel that particular way, but how does that help me? Sometimes it might give me hope, but I can't control what that other person is going to do. And that's something that I always preface my readings by saying is like, only take what resonates, and do realize that we can only control what we think and feel and how we react and how we move and how we grow. We cannot change another person as much as sometimes we would like to, right? So I really want this to be a transformative experience for you. And so I will be getting a lot of advice about you and how this person might think and feel in regards to you, not just how they think and feel what's going on in their life, okay? So whether this is someone that you're in no contact with, in separation with, in long distance relationship or situationship with, if you want to do it as like a friend or family member, colleague, anything like that, sure. But just going off the cards that are already out here, these are the piles that I have. I do kind of feel like we're going to touch on quite a bit of love or matters of the heart, especially here. So, of course, only take what resonates. Don't let anything take from you, okay? If your intuition is saying, no, I think this person is really like someone special to me, or I really think that this, or not even think, I know this person is toxic to me and I need to heal from it, but I'm just checking in on their energy. Do you know what I mean? Just take what resonates. In the saying all that, take a deep breath. Ground yourself before you pick your pile. This is pile number 1. I'm using the Radiant Wilds deck here, and this is the Fool card. So if you're drawn to the Fool card for whatever reason, taking that leap of faith, this is pile number 1. Pile number 2 is the Two of Cups. Beautiful imagery. I love the desert imagery. And pile number 3 is the Devil energy. Okay? Some serious intensity going on here. So pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. When you have chosen your pile, the timestamps are in the description box below. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I am putting my prices up shortly, so please go to the link in the description box, book it now, and that is a pre-recorded reading, whichever option that you choose, or I do PDF readings as well. All right, without further ado, let's get into your reading. Pile number 1, you chose the Fool card here, and this is your reading all about the person on your mind, their thoughts and feelings, with the intention that this is extremely transformational for you in some way. Okay, so tell us more about the Fool energy, please, Spirit. Who is this person on pile number 1's mind so that I can tap into this energy? It does feel like someone who's about to make a breakthrough, who's about to take a leap of faith, who is about to like set out on a new journey, embark on a new journey. We've got Justice, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like they've got some clarity, possibly even like they feel karmically drawn to make the, wow, King and Queen of Swords right there. So divine counterparts. Look, I knew there was going to be love matters here, but this feels like someone who feels like you two communicate really well. I think this person kind of wants to take accountability for something, but they're really rushing. Like this is fast moving energy. The Justice energy has this like Ace of Swords right in her hand, right in the middle of it. Okay, so I'm really strongly getting this person has this moment of clarity, so much so that they know without a shadow of a doubt that this is the path forward. Ready, set, go, jump. You know, it's giving like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You've got Libra, Aquarius, and Pisces energy. But all of it is swords, right? You've got this sword here, the Queen of Swords, who is very independent and honest, but also kind of shows only half of herself to someone. She's always like showing half of her body, and I'll show that in a sec. And the King of Swords, who is has high standards, but puts their head over their heart, right? So this is someone who's had some fast thinking. Yeah, and almost like, because the knights come rushing in, the knights move forward and they come towards someone. I think there's this directness, this assertiveness that this person wants to let you know, right? Let you know. Especially if there's been a painful ending between you two. This person feels like they're your soulmate, and they feel extremely burdened by whatever stresses they've got going on. Yeah, let me show you this Queen of Swords, King of Swords energy. There's something about this person's integrity. Like, they know that they shouldn't have been expecting full frontal from you. And I say that in terms of like vulnerability, availability, because there's something karmic tied up here, where they possibly weren't giving you enough, okay? Where they may have stabbed you in the back or vice versa. But it's like, I strongly get that this person is taking accountability personally, especially if this person is a masculine energy. Personal accountability for something that they failed to do, failed to give you equal reciprocity. Cancer energy with the Two of Cups there, which led them to realize that the grass is greener on the other side. Oh my goodness, these situations. Isn't greener on the other side, sorry. Isn't greener on the other side. Yeah, this person was like, oh, I'll go over here. Whether there was a third party or not, it's just like, I think they put the horse before, they put the cart before the horse, and they didn't realize that they weren't going to move forward. It actually just added to their burdens and possibly deepened their own wounds. Self-sabotage energy. You've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. This person wants to get some sleep. This has been keeping them up at night for a while, but it's a feeling of relief once they get this off their chest. It's very much communication coming in. And possible recovery for someone, especially if they've just come out of the legal system, the justice system for in some way. Look, this could even be a situation where this person was, I keep tripping over certain words. It's the end of Mercury retrograde as I'm filming this, but it still kind of lingers around. But the communication is becoming more and more clear for this person, because I feel like they had so much to say, or they have so much to say, that they're tripping over their words. Especially if this person is, if the third party was an ex, like a divorcee kind of energy coming through with that Queen of Swords. And they just needed to, wow, look at that. The Ace of Swords is there. And I said that in the Justice, right? It's really clear to this person that they cannot waste a moment more. Very speedy energy, very emotions of the mind. They've intellectualized this too much. They've analyzed this too much. They've logicked this too much. They might have been stuck in some guilty, toxic thought patterns. Even when it came to, like, if this person was dealing with someone that they needed to get a separation from legally, they want to take accountability for the way that they possibly were unavailable, not as available as they'd like to be for you. And they may have felt like you were exhausted by the lack of clarity that they were offering you. I feel like they have this new vision that's really like, because they've made this decision, it feels it's almost like they dreamt it up, and then in the morning they feel so good that they're able to put these burdens aside because they know they're about to speak their truth. It's like they made the decision up late at night with so many nights of like sleepless nights, and then they're like, oh, perfect, that's exactly how it's going to work out. So I think this person has been extremely optimistic about this, after a period of being extremely pessimistic about this. This Ace of Cups definitely feels like they're coming forward with a love offer towards you. Ace of Swords is a new beginning, is fresh ideas, fresh truth. Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love and emotions. It really helps this person feel all brand new, and they think that they have a great unified connection with you, something that they can feel whole with. This is this person's thoughts and feelings and their actions. Why does this person feel this way? Why are they ready to take this leap of faith? How do they feel about pile number 1? They're very attracted to you. They can't wait to communicate with you. There has been an ending, but they want to rebirth something, especially if they were only giving you breadcrumbs. We've got the Queen of Pentacles showing up here, so they really value you. They value the connection that you two have. But they also see you as someone who might make a good replacement. Oh my goodness, that's a strange way to say it, Spirit. But like a bonus parent even. They also want to give to you, but they know that you're giving in return. There's a practicality to you that they really appreciate. That you would be someone who wouldn't take from them as much as the other person took from them. 6 of Cups and nostalgia. Yeah, I strongly get like bonus parent from these 2 cards. I feel like they're wanting you to take a role, a mothering role, perhaps for some of you femmes. But they do want to, they think that you'd make a good team. They want to collaborate with you. They feel like you've proven yourself in some way, shape or form. But also that by pooling your resources, right? If we team up, we can take the burden off, especially if this is like I get strongly like a single dad trying to do the most and just being extremely burnt out, and like possibly he has told you about certain things and you're like, well, of course I could help you with that. That's something that I would do if I was in that role, if I was given that position. Okay, so that's an interesting, this could be very specific for some of you, given that position in your life. If that position, it's almost like a chair was empty and now I want to fill that chair. But I think you also have similar goals. This person really values you, appreciates you. They do want to come in very quickly. And I think there's a certain entrepreneurialism to them, that they see that you two could be a power couple in some way. With this King of Wands and Queen of Pentacles, it feels really good. It feels really grounded and fiery and passionate and like better together kind of energy. It feels like they're making a much better choice this time. But they want to take control of this situation like now, like yesterday. They're really looking at the bigger picture. I'd be surprised if with this 3 of Pentacles that the 10 of Pentacles didn't come out. 2 of Wands. Yeah, they're no longer teetering between this way or that way. In fact, now with this leap of faith, it's like, do I tell them over the phone? Do I tell them face to face? Maybe even they want to take a little trip with you, but they're wondering, do I do that now or do I tell this person? Do I tell pile number 1 now? Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like they're planning for the future. Even if this is still not completely wrapped up. But they feel like the end is coming. Because it's like, oh, okay. I just heard, if you're watching this while I'm recording it in September, then October might be really specific to you. Or whenever you're watching it, right? It's a timeless reading. There's something about the 10th month. Or within 10 days, okay? Because the swords are very fast moving energy. But they can talk about 10 weeks, but the wands are really fast too. So it could be 8 days. It could be 10 weeks, or it could be October. That this cycle is closing, and somehow they're privy to that information. They know that the end is near, so that they're starting to plan for the next step with you and what direction that's going to take, what that's going to look like. Cool. This is really nice and clear cut, to be honest. I feel like this person has definitely faced some serious challenges with that full energy. Provoke. Wow, you really like get under this person's skin. Oops in reverse. They're so clear about this that it's not a mistake. It's not an oopsie. It's not a fool's rush in kind of moment. I think this might be someone who's actually taken a little while to make this decision. It could have even been you who was saying, look, let's just wait until it's all said and done and wait till it's all over so that I can be like treated the way I deserve to be treated. And I think this person completely agreed with that. And that's why they see you as someone with good business sense too. They're very, very attracted to you. But they've been provoked mentally. They're mentally exhausted, but they've been provoked mentally by this situation. And that's why they felt like they had not a lot of like, I want to say airspace for you. Like their mental capacity to even receive your love, let alone give love back to you was I just heard empty. It was empty. It's almost like they've been jolted back to life, like recharged. Their battery has been recharged. This person's actions. Rush. You can't make that up. Wow. Definitely rushing in. Definitely rushing in. Yeah, I feel like you know this person from childhood, from teenage years, or they have children, you have children and they're excited about what kind of healing and comfort and joy that's going to bring for the two of you. Or you've just shared memories together previously. I don't know if it's in a relationship. I think it's something that like it hasn't had a chance to get off the ground. Or there's just a familiarity to them, almost like a deja vu kind of energy, which is very soulmate kind of energy too. Anything else that we need to know from this deck about this person, please, Spirit? I'll take that as a no. All right, anything else we need to know about this person's thoughts and feelings? In regards to pile number 1 specifically, because we cannot control other people. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Yeah, that's you in the Queen of Pentacles energy. Being very, well, if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah, good news is coming. Oh, this person, wow, that's very sexual, Spirit. You raise this person's flag, if you know what I mean. Wealth is coming to the both of you. Power couple vibes. Dog far away. A distant friend is thinking of you. Yeah, especially if they are at a distance or it's just a communicative difference. They've got you on their mind big time. Younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. That's very specific. Again, I feel like it's a child though. Dagger, fear, worries, and tense situations. There's all the sword energy has really been getting to the both of you. Helpful advice, please. Helpful advice. What card do I want to use for pile number 1 in dealing with this? Helpful advice for pile number 1 in dealing with this person. Doesn't mean you have to accept it, but this is, if you're tapping into the energy of someone that you're curious about, just take it as curiosity. Improving health. Yeah, mental health big time because of the emotions of the mind and all this sword energy here. But I also think together that you, the passion that you two have for each other, it feels adventurous. Trust. I think there's been a need for a lot of trust in this development and getting to this point. And I hear the pointy end. Helpful people. Wow. Yeah, so I think this person knows how helpful you can be and how helpful they can be to you. It's a vice versa situation here with the Two of Cups. It's like both of us, yeah, passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. Equally, right? Two of Cups. It's very much like a close bond. It's unity. It's you and I together. I just heard for the rest of our lives, okay? And as I said that, I'm hearing the days of our lives, okay? The golden mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. I get the sense that this person looked themselves in the mirror and didn't want to be the person that they perhaps were dealing with towards you. Can we clarify? What would this person say about that energy? Because we definitely don't want you, if you're dealing with a narcissist, you will definitely know. But they didn't want to come across like that is what I'm feeling. Especially with the roses there in the mirror. It's like, oh, this person's really hard on themselves. I will wait for a sign from you. I think you, if you pushed back with this situationship and you were like, hang on, I'm only getting breadcrumbs, so come back when you're actually like sorted out. And you meant it in a nice way. I think this was a perfect sign for this person to look in the mirror, and they took it extremely seriously. I hid who I really am from you. The Queen of Swords can do that. She can hide herself. Like I said, when I showed you that image, it was like half of herself shows up in the card. Look, I think this person didn't want to make the same mistake with that oops in reverse. I didn't want to make the same mistake of, you know, what I did before is burdening you with my problems. Saying too much could have dragged you down into the muck of what this person had to deal with. I think this person was dealing with a narcissist, to be honest. I know it was a distraction from your pain. Yeah, if you were dealing with a younger man in your previous relationship, there may have been some healing needed for you. I want to feel that way again. You make them feel a certain kind of way, I have to say. I remember every detail of that day. So yeah, especially if you did hang out together, there was promise there was hope there, but you also said, look, I think it's best that we wait. Or if you know, I need you to come in correct, because I just can't deal with this kind of hot and cold energy. This feels really healthy though, like really healthy. It's like a brand new chapter too. Not even a brand new chapter, it's a whole new book for this person and for you. They just want to have fun. They want to get out of their head. I just heard "and into my bed." Wow. Meow. What's the overall energy moving forward for this connection? What's the overall energy? Anger in reverse. Pain and illumination. Wow, I'm really strongly seeing like a dark room. This person wants to just like maybe get out some of their anger and pain in fun ways, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of passion in these two colors. Anger in reverse is like they want to not show you that side of themselves. They don't want to illuminate their anger. These two in reverse for a reason. I don't want to illuminate my anger about this situation, and I just want to focus on the good things. But there is pain underneath. Okay, now we need to dive into that. I need to understand what do they intend to do with that pain. Oh, I just keep hearing pleasure and pain. Oh my goodness. Justice in reverse. They want to move on from this situation. And they do have, you've really triggered. It's not even the situation that they're dealing with behind the scenes. It's you. You've helped them to heal enormously. And I think that's actually helped the situation to improve, the legal system or the divorce or whatever, improve quicker, because this person seems to be, have taken a good look at themselves and their own behaviors. And I do feel like they're grateful for like the spiritual lesson of meeting you and even being held back from you. Okay, like there's a real sense of like holding back, giving too much to you, giving too much to this situation, and as much as they wanted to, because the Four of Pentacles holds the pentacle over their heart chakra. It's almost like they wanted to give you the key to their heart, but they knew they had to hold back out of respect to you, to the situation, and also to their own healing. But I feel like there's something to be built from the Four of Pentacles too. What's next then? As this person heals from their pain, what's next? Strength. You could be dealing with a Leo. They want to focus on their strengths, and they want to focus on building more trust with you, on improving their health, going to the gym. Yeah, it's like, can we work out together? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Goodness me. Okay, Knight of Wands, a lot of passionate energy, and Queen of Swords. Look, they know that you're probably still going to be a hard nut to crack a little bit, and that's why they want to have fun. They want to really let you know that they're going to be your strength. Okay, this card wants to make itself known too. Ace of Pentacles, they want to give you a key to their heart, possibly a key to their home. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. This has been a long time coming. And they're willing to work on it. They're willing to thaw you out. Because you definitely thaw them out. There's something about them almost melting in front of you. There's the Four of Cups, like moving away from if you think this person has had other offers, by the way, they maybe have, but they've just had their eye completely on you. They've been waiting for this sign from you, or when it's time to come back to you. Even if you haven't given them a sign, I think it's energetically, spiritually, they just know, okay, it's time to make my move now. Interesting. I love this. Beautiful. Can I get some advice for pile number one? What transformative advice here have you got for pile number one in this situation? Surround yourself with things you enjoy looking at, listening to, or sharing your space with. Things that give you energy and things that bring you peace. Especially for my divine femmes, I think you've been focused on yourself. And this has been extremely beneficial to this connection. And I say this a lot with twin flame relationships, but in any situation where you're trying to level up, you detaching from a certain person and letting that person find their own illumination, and not being the light for every single person, and not being there at their beck and call, actually helps them to grow in their own strength and enables their spiritual growth. You inspire their spiritual growth rather than enabling any more bad behavior, toxic behavior, spiraling. And you separate yourself from misery loving company. You're like, no, you're going to figure that out, and I'm going to keep growing. And it's extremely attractive, because when you share your space with things that you love doing and you love listening to, it gives you energy and brings you peace, and that is the energy that introduces you before anything you say. The most any of us can do is walk in confidence towards our heart's desires with the deepest integrity, the highest intention, and the greatest love. Yeah, even if it was hard for you to kind of turn this person away, that Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and this Four of Pentacles of just like focusing on your own stuff, focusing on your own business and your own money and coin and your own development. It's put you, even though it was hard to do, it's put you in such an integrity that this act of self-love that you've given to yourself is enough for this person to want to do that for themselves. And it's actually going to allow you to love this person better. And it will soften you. The Queen of Swords energy showing up as you, I feel like it will soften you. Anything else about this Queen of Swords before we go? You're asserting yourself. You will continue to do that until you know, that your pain and that you're making, until you feel like you're on the same page of wanting to take a leap of faith. Like I said, you don't have to accept this if you don't want to, but there is this energy of I'll believe it when I see it and when I consistently see it, especially if you've been dealing with someone who maybe isn't younger but just is immature previously. Then this has provoked you enough to level up, but also assert yourself. And so you will soften over time as your anxiety on this situation, or as you're overthinking on this situation comes to the same spot, and I think this person understands they're going to have to warm you up as much as you warm this person up. Yeah, there you go. You're going to step into your highest confidence to move forward. When you know that your sword turns into a wand and it's completely lit all on its own, and you feel confident that you can trust this situation, it's how you feel in your body, how this person makes you feel in your body, and it's that consistency. It feels like safety. With that strength, it feels like safety. It feels very nurturing and protective of a divine masculine. And I say divine masculine because we have both. We have all of them in each of us, but there's someone who appears more masculine in this situation, helping you to actually feel that heat from them, that protection from them. Yeah, this has been a learning curve for both of you. This is beautiful. It's inspired both of you to learn and love and grow in such a beautiful way. That is what I have for you, pile number 1, about the person on your mind. Please let me know if it resonated with you in the comments below. I am wishing you so well. I just want to congratulate you. Honestly, it's rare. It's rare. I'm always trying to inspire people to do this, and it feels like you've done this, and I'm just so proud of you. Walking in your truth and acting in your truth and reacting in your truth to the situations that seem to be coming forwards to you. So I love that for you. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link to that is in the description box below. Take really good care of yourselves. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 2, you chose the Two of Cups, and this is your reading all about the person on your mind, their thoughts and feelings. Two of Cups feels like soulmate energy. I do see 2 femmes on here just from the silhouette. It looks like 2 femmes to me. So I do kind of sense that this could go either way. It could be a love situation, or it could be a friendship or a sisterhood kind of situation here. But let's get some tarot out here. This is about 2 parties giving equally emotionally to each other, being emotionally available to each other. It is a choice. It is a decision to do that. I also feel like it's a sense of being inspired by each other. And inspired to grow with the snake and the sun energy there. Inspired to grow in a positive way. It feels like a very uplifting connection. I also see like 2 4s here. So That's interesting. It feels very grounded just in the way that they've got their feet positioned. Interesting. It feels like there's something to be accomplished between the two of you. So if it's a partnership in terms of like business partnership, it's something to be accomplished or mastered between the two of you. But again, it's transformative with the 8. It's the 8th house. It's magic and occult and transformation and death and sex and taboo even. So it could be a same-sex relationship. Doesn't need to be two femmes. It can be anything. Okay, tell me more about this 2 of Cups and this person on pile number 2's mind. 10 of Cups in reverse. I just heard they won't allow it. Yeah, so for some of you, and especially with the rainbow energy, for some of you this is a same-sex connection. If not, it's like there might be something taboo about you two being together, where there's a lot of hidden secrets or hidden things at play with that moon energy. Maybe some confusion for other people as to, well, what do you see in each other? Yeah, very hidden with the moon and the high priestess. 2 major arcana cards coming up there, where it's like there's a higher power guiding this connection, but also there's sacred knowledge that you two kind of share. Transformative, very spiritual connection. 9 of Pentacles. And so you're both independent. You're both very self-sufficient. This person's depth of emotions may have even been kept secret from you for a while, so that they could balance something out. Maybe their own independent wealth. Yeah. 2 of Swords. They've needed to kind of put their blindfold on it, or put the blinkers on. You know when a horse is running and it's like they need to put their blinders on in order to focus forward only? It's that kind of energy. So if it appeared that this person was putting 1 foot in and 1 foot out, that confusion, right? Because the moon can sometimes bring a sense of confusion, especially because it's all happening in the darkness behind the scenes. You're not sure how it's going to ever turn into this sunny energy that I was picking up in that card there. It's because they needed to sort some stuff out. They needed to feel deserving of your love. Wheel of Fortune, they probably also needed to deal with some bad luck or clinging. They realized they needed to shed their old skin to come correct, to come forward in the best light, to stabilize themselves with that 4 as an independent energy. You know, the position of the feet. It's like they might have needed to stabilize their home, their roots, build a stronger foundation, because they knew that they knew that they would come in misaligned. It could have caused like quite a dramatic separation, especially if you already did share a home together. I'm getting, if it was a rental, this is so specific. I'm getting, if it was a rental, it was like unhealthy to the throat. So whether that's mold, dust, mites, something like that. Something struggled, something had to break down, a foundation had to be knocked over, like or like spraying of a foundation, especially if the house is on stilts or on like pillars. That's very specific, but that's the energy that I'm getting overall, is like there was resistance to change until this person had to like put the blinder on and not see you in order to kind of hermit mode with that moon energy. 4 of Wands, yeah, this is something to do with a home or with a commitment or with a family dynamic. So if this is someone you've separated from as someone you live with or married to, they're making difficult decisions in order to step up. Tell me more about the 9 of Pentacles. I get the feeling that you might have thought this person was being lazy. Tell me more about the 9 of Pentacles for the person on pile 2's one. Death and 8 of Swords. Yeah. They had to undergo some massive personal changes. This is an independent energy. The 9 of Pentacles is an independent energy. They had to release some self-imposed boundaries around how they earn their money, or a victim mentality about the way that they earn their money. But also a victim mentality about maybe Okay, if it isn't lazy, you thought this person was overworking and putting work before you and the family, and they realized that their negative thought process and that what they believe to be a burden, what they believe to be a restriction, needed to be let go so that they felt worthy enough to come to put some burdens down in terms of work in order to have time. Because there's something about leisure, like leisure activities with that Nine of Pentacles. And they never had time. Like, I've got to go to work. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. But in some way you thought that was lazy of them. How come you can't balance things out? Interesting. Tell me about this death energy. It's symbolic, death and rebirth, by the way, but if you have been dealing with death of a physical kind, I do sympathize. Six of Cups, stuck in the past. Maybe they felt that way about you. For some of you, this is flipped. For some of you, they couldn't let go of the fact that you had more money than them. And so there was sometimes this energy of you calling them out as lazy. I need some other cards here. Because they were clinging to this. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yeah, there's this with this rebirth process, this person is learning to grow their own wings. I strongly think that they're trying to make more money just to like be on your wavelength. But the Six of Cups also talks about nostalgia and children. So it's like putting the kids last, putting you and the kids last. Or if you wanted to have children, they were freaked out by the fact that they would feel trapped, helpless, powerless to invest in that. They would feel like their leisure would be at risk. Their play money would be at risk. And so they've needed to put in more effort to balance that out so that they can... you might have seen that as naive, but I think they're just trying to be like... They're trying to tap into their intuition. It's like something that they felt really called to do. Yeah, vacation. There's something about leisure here. Like they wanted to kind of get some more wind in their kite so that they could elevate themselves. Rather than be destabilized, they wanted, if I'm going to face a situation, and to them it's a challenge. Parenting would be a challenge. And so they're like, if I'm going to face that kind of gust of wind, I need to have a windsock that's actually going to withstand, you know, to show up and to show out, not just be a floppy, okay, not just be a floppy, like, decoration. They wanted it to have purpose and poise. And it's almost like they wanted their life to have purpose as well, with you. Like, I don't want to lose what we've got. Vine, seek out information that will help you. That vine looks very snake-like. And it's also giving me the vibe of like a strangler fig. I don't know if you've seen a strangler fig in any type of rainforest, but it's like a vine that grows around a great big tree and almost sucks the life out of the tree to the point where that tree can become completely hollow and the vine just exists on its own. It like takes over. So there is something that like this person felt like maybe children, it was going to get out of hand too quick, to bring children into their current, what felt like destabilized situation, especially if you guys weren't emotionally on the same page and there was emotional, I just heard emotional harvest. There was nothing left to take from it. Yeah, take. Nothing left to take from it. They didn't want to be left starving emotionally. And they didn't want to leave you starving emotionally. Here's the Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. And in this tea leaf fortune, instead of in the Tower is rebuilt. The Tower is there's something romantic about this where this is the position they want to be in. And it's quite phallic too, you know. So there is this sense of, all right, now I'm stable. Come forward. Do you know what I mean? Now I can make babies with you. If this is a masculine energy, that definitely applies. This is interesting. This person's got a lot on their mind. Not as much as pile number one, I must say, but this person, more so, they've had a lot on their heart. Their emotions really, their fear was eating them alive about this situation. They just didn't want to let you down. You know, because if that was the Leaning Tower of Pisa, they really feel like, oh gosh, I could lose everything. Everything. And their inner voice, their higher power is really saying, like, you've got to turn your luck around. You've got to start taking control here. Bound. Yeah, this person, if this was upright, it'd be like, no, I want to cut ties. I don't want to be bound, wrapped around a hollow tree. This person wants to, like, have you wrap around something solid. Wow, okay. Look, so the spirit guides are spicy, I tell you. But there's a sense of like, I needed to take this risk in order to avoid that risk. Totally. Gosh, no wonder you wanted to investigate this person. Tell me more about the bound energy. They don't want to lose you. Stop, start. Oh, they handled it a little badly. They admit that. That's why they had to just go, all right, instead of being 1 foot in, 1 foot out and avoidant and like having all these fears show up in different ways, I've got to really like amp myself up. And I hear it almost like an amp, like, you know, when someone's tuning their instruments and the amp makes a kind of noise. I don't know if it's the amp. I'm not like sound technician by any means, but it's that kind of sound where it's even like a microphone being checked and it like something gets too close to the amp and it makes that noise. They need to amp up their confidence, but I strongly feel they needed to amp up their money, their coin, their success, their independence, their self-sufficiency in order to drive this situation forward. This reminds me of the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. In order to drive this situation, they wanted to take the wheel and steer. You know, they were saying, okay, life, fated life has given me this much and I'm not happy with this much, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is like stuck in old karmic cycles and it's a resistance to change and it's sometimes bad luck, but when it's upright, it's good luck. It's things moving in the right direction. And this person has really taken the wheel and steer, like very like old school before power steering, really yanked this around in the right direction. It's taken all of their guts is what I want to say to do this, like fear, like to the stomach. And it's interesting because the moon rules the stomach and it's like sick to their stomach with how stop start. And you know, when you're like bunny hopping in an old car that, you know, in a manual transmission car, and maybe this person is a mechanic or a technician of some sort and it's almost making them feel seasick, or it's giving that nausea feeling of stop start kind of drive motion. And that's where they knew, like, I need to put power steering in this situation. I need to like get a bigger car, quite literally, to fit the children in. Like there's something here that this relationship was suffering emotionally to begin with. And then when the idea of children were coming up, or when the idea of marriage was coming up and buying a home together, a stable home, especially with the Four of Wands that we saw at the bottom of this deck, and now it's the Queen of Pentacles, they want to give to you. They did not feel financially in a good position to give to you what you deserved. All right. That wanted to make itself known. Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. This person is very much ready to communicate with you. They've got wisdom. This process has given them wisdom, and I feel like the communication they want to send via owl about how well they're doing. You might even hear how well they're doing. The Hierophant, they're talking about higher level commitment. The Seven of Wands, then they no longer want to block their blessings from coming in. And I think this has been a spiritual up-leveling for them so that they can be as charming and romantic towards you as they desire to be. Even though they may realize that you might have them blocked a little bit, whether that's like on social media or whether you're just not going to be open to the charm, and so they realize they're going to have to work extra hard to improve this situation. The Five does talk about like moving on up after change and conflict and instability. They want to stabilize something. This person feels like they're about to like make a proposition to you. motorbike there. Yeah, they're driving things forward. They're coming in very quickly. Coming in quickly, even though it's taken them maybe like 9 months to get to this point. If you've been with this person for 9 years and it's accumulated in now, this is why it's happening. It's like, oh, especially if this is 9 years where you started out together young, this person could be going through like a Saturn return of developing into an adult and managing their money better and tapping into the wisdom that they know they need to move forward with you on, and healing their own heart too, healing maybe some past things. Okay, and I do think that there's maybe been some family issues in the past that this person had to deal with, as in they didn't come from the greatest background, they didn't have the best role models, okay? And that's probably what triggered this whole process, where they were stuck in the past about unrealistic expectations that they may think that they had to perform to. 7 of Cups. Yeah, I think this person had role models that were fake, and it's almost like if they put their faith or emotions into something, if I believed in my mum or my dad or my uncle saying this or that, I was always let down. It's a game of snakes and ladders, and I think they were really blocking their the idea of a healthy family dynamic. There's definitely healing going on here for this person, and I think they're going to be really happy. This is Sagittarius energy, but they're going to be really emotionally fulfilled to be able to come in towards you in a new way. How is pile number 2? How is pile number 2? I want to say, what's the advice in their reaction? Because look, you might say, I still don't want it. That's very, very real. Advice for pile number 2 when this happens. Advice for pile number 2 moving forward. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune up right now, and you're willing to accept a new love offer. I think you feel, it's very obvious to you that this person feels healed. The Temperance card, the Hierophant card, this person feels healed. And the 9 of Cups, they've really tapped into a well of resources emotionally that has powered this person into huge change. Yeah, definitely if they've become, like I just heard become a man, okay? Which makes me think of that G-Flip song as well. I'll Be Your Man. It's like, this person just really bossed up over their own self and over their emotions to the point where they've changed their life completely. And I think you are going to be quite open to this. Yeah, Chariot energy. And I talked about that with the drive and the motorbike went past. It's like we're able to be on the same page now. 2 of Cups, equal give and take, equal transformations. You may have been experiencing your own transformation because there's 2 snakes on that card. And then you've got light and dark energy. It feels like divine masculine, divine feminine, which we all have, no matter if it's, you know, same sex. And G-Flip, and what's the girlfriend's name? I don't watch the show. Christelle, I don't know, something like that. My apologies. So cute though. Love that for them. Yeah, no matter if this is same sex or a hetero relationship, this is like light and dark in terms of light and dark shadow aspects of ourselves and the positive aspects. And that's why the moon is here, and that's why the sun felt like it was here. It's like a complete shift from what we know for sure is that the sun will rise again, you know. Wow, this is so beautiful. Anything else for pile number 2? Anything else for pile number 2 in regards to advice for pile number 2 in response? Instead of reactive, it's response. Yeah, I saw Judgment flip over. Does it want to come out? So it feels like coming back around. It's divinely guided, divinely timed. Your angels are cheering you on. A resurrection from that death and rebirth place. Okay. I don't know where it went, but I'm also seeing the Ace of Wands there, saying like a passionate new offer coming towards you as well. 2 of Wands. Okay. Which direction would we like to move in now? Now that we have options, now that we have the availability, now that we have connection again, you know, it's almost like a plug being plugged back in. Do we want to go this way or this way? And what do we do first? Do we move first? Do we have children? Do we try for children now? Do we take a quick vacation? And And that's because this vacation card is here, and it does feel like travel with the Two of Wands. It's like, which direction now? And it's not stop and start this time. It's smooth. There's something very like, the fire is eternal. The flame is eternal. And so do we take a vacation and there we seduce each other and we charm each other, and that's where we can make a baby? Or do we take a vacation because that's where we'll be able to undergo the procedure that's required to have a baby, if it's same-sex relationship? Page of Wands. I'm ready to go on this new adventure with you. It's kind of like Dora the Explorer. You make a decision and off you both go. It's kind of giving full energy, that Page of Wands. Like ready, steady, go. Moon energy again. And again, this is a different kind of moon energy. This is got the energy of the Chariot that we just saw with the light and the dark wolf. It's like you've been calling out to each other even though you've been separated, and the deep emotions are coming to the surface. If you are taking a vacation, I feel like there's going to be a lot of water healing, water therapy, and maybe even some late night swims. And it's just like very spiritually passionate relationship here. Queen of Cups, lots of nurturing and love, and you're open to it, and you're open to giving it and receiving it. And this is mothering energy as well. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Wow, so beautiful. All right, what else does pile number 2 need to know about this person's thoughts and feelings? What else does pile number 2 need to know about this person's thoughts and feelings? Wait. Feels like the Ace of Swords, waiting for that communication rather than you making the move. Okay. Ask for help from others. Yeah, you might need to do that if there's baby making involved. Okay. But that could also be like, ask for help from others. This person may be asking for help from others to make this up, like set this up. Pain, that came out for pile number 1 as well. I just heard no pain, no gain. Yeah, this person almost like, this is a weird thing. It's like they checked themselves before they wrecked themselves, but they had to like suffer a lot without you in order to become better for you. They risked a lot for this. Yeah. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. No wonder they might need a vacation. Okay. Wow, the death energy again. Huge scorpionic energy coming through. Something is totally being released. Something is totally transforming. This is a big change. It's the end of a chapter. Wow. Anything else? Ooh. They're like, all the emotions. Look, it might be quite a process. I mean, when you think about death and grieving, you really go through all the emotions, don't you? You go through anger, and you go through sadness, and you go through, you know, remembering the happy times and smiling through your tears. And there's a lot of reflection that does go on here. Yeah, you held up a mirror to this person to balance out their light and dark. It's strongly coming through a lot. You've got consciousness here. I feel like you're going from an unconscious place to a conscious place, and that's of understanding this person's process, but also understanding yourself. The caution here is like, okay, that's what had to happen, is kind of what I feel. It's almost like a give way sign, you know, yield. Just pause. That's that weight energy. Sadness, yeah, feeling all the feels, and it could be happy tears too. Why does it always rain on me? This person may have really been in that kind of energy, especially I just put that over the Wheel of Fortune, far out, where they've just had a lot of, like a run of bad luck. And again, it feels like that program came from their past, their family, their upbringing in some way, shape or form. And it's like, they needed to really take control and mature and turn that wheel around. And when you turn it around, I just heard Elon Musk because he smiles upside down. When you turn that upside down, it's like they want to turn your frown upside down into a smile. They're very determined to do that. This is a very like selfless person, and I know it doesn't really come across like that if this is the beginning of this type of situation for you, especially if you were thinking this person was lazy or avoidant. They were really, really working on stuff. And you've got comfort here. This feels like chamomile tea, but it was in the reverse. So I think that's that energy of like, well, I don't know what a stable home life, a stable family, happy life is going to feel like. So I'd like to create that with you. And they may be cautious about, are they doing it the right way? That's why they might need to ask for help from others as well. They might actually, and it's two people here, they might actually be asking you for help. They might be saying, look, I've come this far, but now I need you to describe to me. I need you to help me understand, Queen of Cups, what nurturing and love and like a solid, stable foundation for a home would look like. I need to know what it would look like to be able to raise children in a positive way. Wow. All right, let's get some final advice out here for you, pile number 2. Final advice for pile number 2 when it comes to this situation. Spirit has a lot to say, so I would be tapping in with meditation, sound healing, even salt baths. Tapping into your own intuition a lot to hear what Spirit has to tell you. Remember that whatever your opinions, you have a right to hold them. Whatever your choices, you have a right to make them. Whatever your dreams, you have a right to find them. Yeah, just because this feels different, again, that 8th house of taboo, possibly, in some way, shape or form, it doesn't mean that it's not right for you. And if other people don't agree or don't want it to be that way for you, that's on them. Surround yourself with things you enjoy looking at, listening to, or sharing your space with. Things that give you energy and things that bring you peace. Yeah, this is the overall energy that this person wants to create with you, but they understand that by asking you, they will get that right advice because you seem like a peaceful person. Very yin-yang kind of energy, but beautiful, peaceful energy for the both of you. That's that consciousness too. Look at the same kind of color of these cards. So sharing space really does feel like a home. How do we make a home from here? Take it how it resonates. Let me know how it does resonate in the comments below. If you'd like a personal reading, especially if this has triggered something in you and you're like, hang on a minute, let me like get to the bottom of this. I do pre-recorded readings on Etsy, so you can book whichever like length of time that you like, and you can ask your questions in the notes section at the checkout, but that is linked in the description box below. Otherwise, take really good care of yourselves. Good luck. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all the likes, the comments, the shares, subscribing so you don't miss a thing. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile number 3, you chose the Devil card depiction. Interesting. And this is your reading all about the person who is on your mind, their thoughts and feelings. I'm getting like, I mean, the Devil does obviously represent things that can be toxic, obsessive, controlling, unhealthy attachment styles. I'm kind of getting that it may be attachments to the past, just because this staircase, the stairs here look like they're like from some bad pub or RSL carpet. Like they probably stink like beer. That's really specific, but there's also this seaweedy kind of energy around it. The snake is very transformative, very scorpionic kind of devil, but it's actually like Capricorn's major arcana card. Let's get some more information about this. You could be inquiring about someone who you already know is like bad for you, but you just can't, you're trying to let them go. You're trying to let this person go. And you're just wondering about their thoughts and feelings. 2 of Cups, because you felt like you had a soulmate connection with this person. 6 of Wands, even though it felt like there was some kind of failure here. I'm hearing like failure to launch with the 6 of Wands in reverse. The 10 of Wands, there's just too many burdens, too much responsibility. It was exhausted. I felt like maybe someone was putting in too much effort where the other person wasn't. Or it could have been like obligated to put in more effort. This could have been done in, this could have been a relationship had in secret as well. Wow. And as I say that, the Hermit's here, so it does feel like behind closed doors. I think this person is introspective at this point in time. They're withdrawn and trying to go alone, go within. 4 of Pentacles, yeah, they're trying to save. They're trying to save themselves, I just heard. Yikes. What is this person? There's also something very possessive about this person, though. And maybe that's why their energy is tugging on your energy, and that's why you're wanting to find out more about their thoughts and feelings. Like, okay, how are they doing? Ace of Cups and the Moon, maybe because you would like to, or they would like to turn dark into night and start a new opportunity here. Start a fresh new page here. Wait, I don't know if that's with you. Is that with you? Hang on. Oh, my head is pounding. This person feels guarded. Like their energy feels a little bit guarded, and that's why it's a little murky with that moon energy too. It's like there's something uncertain here. Knight of Cups, Four of Swords. I think they might have had another love offer given to them. Like a proposal. Even intimacy. Someone was trying to get close to them and they were like, nah. Or maybe they were trying to get close to someone else as a way to heal. Is the Ace of Cups, is it the person on pile number 3's mind? Or is it pile number 3? That Page of Cups makes me think it's actually them wanting to come towards you, my initial reaction, with an apology. What's murky about it is I think that they have these lofty ideals, but I really don't know if they're able to pull it off. Because it's almost like Spirit's intervening in what this person wants to do with you. Like with this Four of Swords here, it feels like Spirit's intervening and saying, well, you kind of can't. As much as you want to and you have good intentions, you kind of can't because you're not healed. Because you've got the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. Like, don't. There's something, like this person hasn't learned their lesson. Two of Swords. Yeah, they're like if they think they can do that, they're delusional. Whoa. My head is pounding. Holy heck. Every time I think of the pounding head, I look at the position of this person. It looks like one of Rodin's sculptures, where it's like the thinking man with the head in his hands. Is it Rodin? I saw it at the front of somewhere in San Francisco, on top of the hill. Yeah, it's just like a thinking man pose. There's a lot of insecurities around finances for this person, but lots of like they would rather have long-term security, but they're insecure in the present moment. There's a lack of confidence, but there's not a lack of ego. It's almost like this person wants to blame you, but then they still want to come forward with a new love offer. My nose is like tickling as I say this. So sometimes my nose will start running and it's like an indication that your spirit guides are strongly here. But I feel like with it tickling, it's like this person's energy is showing up here with the devil kind of energy. You know, it's almost like wanting me to sneeze. Like instead of get my words out, they want me to sneeze. The Hermit there again, but it came out in a blockage position. Look, if this person's turning inwards, they actually don't know how to heal, is kind of what I'm feeling. They don't know how to be alone with all of this. What is going on here? Tell me about the person on pile number 3's mind. What are their thoughts? Eight of Cups. I just heard, I wish I didn't walk away, but at the same time, I'm kind of hearing Craig David's, I'm walking away. Death and rebirth in reverse. I feel like they would want a rebirth. Their thoughts. They're very thinking. Very, very thinking. They thought walking away was going to be easy. But they're having trouble restarting themselves. You know? That's a Four of Pentacles again. Wow. They're having trouble restarting themselves. I strongly feel like this person doesn't really know how to take care of themselves. Like, as an adult, like, this could be someone who spends their money and the phone just made a funny noise. So it does feel like that's like confirmation. It's they spend their money and that's the confirmation. That notification sounded like money coming in. That's the notification I get when there's a transaction. it's like as soon as money comes into this person's bank account, they're either gambling it or drinking it, Two of Cups, or they're just like misappropriating funds. They're not using, they're not, then, and because it's almost like because they're so lonely, their addiction or obsession or their behaviors, their toxic behaviors are keeping them in this place of lack of confidence, and in fear, in ego, in not actually achieving anything. It's like you get money, this person feels like they feel like they're getting adequately rewarded at work, and so that makes them kind of get on a weird high. Like the minute they get paid, they get on a weird high, feeling like they're invincible when it comes to you, and that you would want them back in a heartbeat, that they have enough to give you. But they end up drinking from both cups. So if they're thinking, okay, pile number 3, they're my soulmate, they're not acting on that. They're not following through. And they're staying stuck, and that actually adds to their burdens. And so then they're lonely again, and they're like, but I'm sad, I'm lonely. And as much as they save money for the next thing and they get excited, this could be in just 1 week, and they get to this point where they're like, oh no, I'll save the rest of my money now. And then they get excited again of like coming forward to offer you an apology and a new emotional beginning. And they want to be very charming, and they think, I'll spend my money on that. I'll spend my money on flowers and chocolates and a picnic, and pile number 3 will find me irresistible. But they're not doing the work. They're not healing themselves. And so they're staying in the dark, and there's an illusion here. This person is playing in the field of illusions, and they're not seeing the sun. I just heard the sun that they are, or the sun that they can be. So this person could be a Leo or have strong Leo in their chart, because the sun, major arcana, is for Leo. This moon is Cancerian energy and Pisces energy. They're not seeing the truth. They're not even like wanting to, it's like they give themselves such a headache from their behaviors that they haven't got any brain capacity left. That's a big call, but they've like got no brain capacity left to dive into their deep emotions. Like they exhaust themselves so much early in the week when they get paid, or like if this is a week from when they get paid, it's like they exhaust themselves over the weekend, and by the time Wednesday comes around, with this fresh idea, they're like, oh, but I'm too tired. Oh, but I know that I haven't healed yet. And it just feels like they're going in circles, with the Hermit coming up twice, with the Four of Pentacles coming up twice, with Death and Rebirth in reverse. It's like I can't snap out of this cycle. What if that's their thoughts? What are their actions? Four of Cups, Queen of Swords. You feel like an impenetrable wall to them because you're spiritually elevated. They don't think they'll ever find someone like you again, but you seem to have blocked them out emotionally. And they feel like they would have to come forward with a gift again, like a gift. But I think they know deep down that their gift would have to come. This is so weird. Just noticing how hungry I feel all of a sudden. Like my stomach is like growling in hunger. This person might not even like manage their money enough, and I'm so tired. Whoa. What is going on? Just bear with me. I'm just going to light my Palo Santo because I don't want to feel like this. I actually feel like I could pass out, like I could faint. Yeah, this person might, it's like if you've been around this person before and you didn't know they had a drinking problem, there could have been some signs, or that they had like a lot of burdens or something. There may have been signs in the way that they consumed food, or their lack of consuming food, or the way that they would say, oh, I feel sick in the stomach, but they wouldn't nourish themselves. This is what they're not doing. They're not nourishing themselves. And so by not giving themselves the nourishment they need, then they do realize their higher self, if they ever have the energy to tap into their higher self with this moon energy, when they ever have the chance and I just heard the audacity. So it takes a lot for them to get to this point. I think it takes a lot of confidence for them to get to the point of actually looking at themselves in the mirror. As much as they might be lonely, they're not doing the right things with their loneliness. They're not using that time wisely. They're using it as a trigger effect to continue in this unhealthy habit or cycle of behavior. If they ever get to the bottom of what's truly rotting, I want to say, what's truly rotting within them, then their higher self does realize that you're completely not even looking in their direction, completely closed off to them, because you are spiritually up-leveled and you're wanting commitment. And that commitment could come in terms of like, sort yourself out financially, sort yourself out in terms of, why would I let you come and live with me for free? There's something like about a key. This Eight of Pentacles feels like a key. It also feels like a seed, like you have nothing to grow. There's nothing left to grow here. As much as they would want to come forward, this is the actions they would want to take, they know they can't actually break out of this pattern right now. Why? What's stopping them? What's stopping them from healing? Truly, like what? Again, it's like a pub carpet. Like they're just, instead of taking this higher path that can sometimes be extremely challenging, yes, and they both look like stairwells, right? Staircases. Instead of taking this path that requires effort, they're taking the sticky, stinky path that they know, and they're treading it over and over and over again. And they're just choosing the wrong direction. It's misplaced commitment. They're committed to their cycle rather than committed to the growth, to the rebirth. They have to walk away from things over and over and over again. Like, so much disappointment in this person's energy. Queen of Wands as a blockage. They can't get to you. They can't get to your beauty. They can't access your light, your shining light. They can't access your brightness anymore because you've blocked them in some way, shape or form. This is like assertiveness, and you've set your boundaries, or you've actually physically blocked them on social media, or you're so far beyond this person. You have no emotional attachment to this person. But I think you do. That's why this cup is showing up in this little cage here. It's like, I don't want to admit it, but I do have some emotional attachment to this person. Gosh, I feel you guys. This is a hard thing to detach from, and that's what the devil energy does. It's the lovers in a toxic attachment style, and you feel responsible, and you feel, but this person's my person, and maybe if I let them grow, then they'll come back to me healed. Ooh, now my head pounding in a different direction. I think that's your energy. Your spirit guides are strongly stopping you from getting up and moving from your spot of enlightenment here. That black cat, it feels like it's protecting you at your feet there. It's like, I think you need to stay in your light. You are not to go running around the island saving people. You need to stay as a lighthouse. And that's interesting because in this particular deck, the Two of Cups shows up with two people, and there's a lighthouse in the background. Not in this one, in this one. Maybe I can find it. But it's like, it always makes me think you need to keep shining your light. No, the Two of Cups in this one isn't that. It must be the Lovers. Must be the Lovers. You've seen it before because I use this deck all the time. But yeah, Spirit is saying like, don't you dare. Don't you freaking dare. Wow. The Eight of Wands, I feel like there's fast communication coming in from them soon. What do they want to say? What does this person want to say to pile number 3? I mean, if they have the courage to say it, really, if they have the courage to say it. The Four of Cups, I'm no medical professional in any way, shape or form, but the Four of Cups is a little bit of apathy in terms of possible borderline depression. Oh, if you hear from this person, I think they're going to say something like they're doing really well. Like they're really, whoa. I love you. I just heard still. I still love you. I wonder if you were happy without me. They're going to suss you out. I left when I saw you with someone. If you're seeing someone else, even if you're hanging out with friends, this person feels like they're, especially if you have them blocked, it's like if they've seen you around, certain places, or even heard about, like, it just feels like pub gossip. If this person is a pub person, or like the boys, the mates, I don't know, just the people they hang around. Could even be like a gym, but it's like a stinky gym. There's something really smelly about that devil energy. And it doesn't feel healthy. So it feels like an establishment where they go to like let off steam. But it's like from on the grapevine kind of thing, that they hear that you have been seen with someone else. Even if you're not with someone else, it could just be hanging out with friends. It's that kind of energy. We need to let each other go. This person's toing and froing. And it's almost like they want to be the one to say, oh, I'm doing so well, sussing you out. But they're also going to say, I still love you, but I know that you let me go. So it's all good. Like, I know we need to let each other go. Almost like reverse psychology to get you to say, no, but I still love you. Like, they're trying every trick under the book to get you to confess your feelings so that they can repeat the cycle all over again of like coming back in and love bombing you and wooing you, but without actually doing any of the work. I don't react when people mention you. Yeah, that you've been mentioned. Why? Gosh, my goodness. Why has pile number 3 been mentioned? Because you're a queen. I mean, whatever you are, you're a queen. You may be, people might know that you really struggled with this connection in terms of like this really like rocked you emotionally to separate. Yeah, that's what people are talking about. Like, far out. Poor pile number 3 has really been through the ringer with this person. Whoa, there was a tower moment. There's been insecurities. There's been late night, like up late night thinking, loss, disappointment. You might have even lost like your home because of this person. Like I said, a key, and this tower can talk about foundations crumbling. It's like you were so close to getting kicked out because of this person, or you lost a lot of money because of this person. But I strongly feel tears have been shed, and like anxiety has been had, and this person kind of left your life in a bit of a shambles. Even though it felt like a fantasy, I think it, like in terms of fairy tale, like you could have looked good together. There's something about fantasy here. It actually was a fantasy. Like, it was a farce. It was like the fantasy was a farce. King of Pentacles. But you're going to recover. People know that you're going to recover. There's the sun. People know that nothing will hold pile number 3 down for too long, because they've got the wisdom to know better, and to move themselves out of an emotionally or mentally draining position. They'll rebuild. Pile number 3 will always rebuild. Wow. People are kind of saying you didn't deserve this, and you definitely don't need to repeat this pattern. But of course, it's completely up to you. There's that sun energy that I was talking about with this Leo energy. You might be the Leo here. And that's why they're wanting to tap into your light. But it's in a blockage position. So you don't even know how good you are. You don't even know how brightly you shine. And you don't even know how much potential you have to financially recover from this, just by being who you are. And focusing on your strengths and talents and skills, especially if you're a creative person. It might take some time to get back to where you were, but you will do it in a solo kind of way, is what I feel. I'm hearing lone wolf with that King of Pentacles too. Lone wolf. You're okay to be alone, where I feel like this person is not okay on their own. And you might not feel okay on your own, but you actually are. You actually build strength in being alone. It's almost like when two people break up in a toxic way, and then someone starts to date even though they're not healed, and they're hoping to get over someone by getting under someone. There is some method to that madness, but I do feel like in this person's sense it's madness, and you're in your mind right now that would be madness. And so you're really focused on healing what was broken. I think this has taught you an epic lesson, pile number 3. This has really taught you, especially if you've had similar experiences. This was the icing on the cake. This was the cherry on top, and you're like, I really, really thought this person was my person, my soulmate. I really gave this my all, and this has burnt you badly, but it's not going to completely derail you. What else is here? Tell me more about pile number 3's person's thoughts and feelings. What was at play? Yeah, there's a wisdom here. There's a wisdom. Okay. Barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. The barrel. it's like a tankard and there's a barrel and it's like, let's refill the tap. This person have a drinking problem. No wonder there's a lot lacking. Or it's gambling. It's an establishment where drinks are consumed and success is like unstable success. You know, the Six of Wands in reverse is not you doing a victory lap. It's like 1 minute up, 1 minute down. So it could be gambling. Good advice from a wise person. This is what this person needs, but I feel like this person saw you as their good advice and their lucky charm, but they fumbled it. Because this one white bird, it just reminds me of like there's the messenger of hope coming in. And we did see that Eight of Wands. That's what I wanted to clarify. What's the thing coming in? And we talked about it. They want to communicate. They want to say things to you. I think you know that. It's almost like you guys communicate in the 5D. And no matter what you... like whatever loving energy you have left for this person, they do try and pick up on it in the 5D. Like in the dream state. Great personal sorrow. Between the two of you, there's a lot of personal sorrow. But I strongly feel for your person, they have unhealed wounds that they've projected onto you and they shouldn't have. Especially if this has got to do with past relationships. They're just trying to repeat a same pattern of past relationships and possibly blaming you. But at the end of the day, they actually know, damn, I actually had it really good this time. And because I was so used to playing the game like this, that's the only game I knew how to play. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. This person knows this about themselves as well. Happiness and well-being. That's the ultimate outcome. Is that something that pile number 3's person will achieve? Because I feel like you want to know. You genuinely want to know. Are they going to have their happiness? You might actually both be Leos, and that's like a pretty fiery mix. It's a fiery mix. Or you've got Leo strongly in your chart, the both of you. We also have, family wishes come true. Interesting. It's almost like from great personal sorrow, because what's at the bottom of a well? There's moon energy, there's darkness, there's deep emotions down there, but it will come to, if you take a bucket down there, right? If this person's going to do the work, they're taking a bucket down there to pull up what needs to be seen. Their shadow. They need to pull up their shadow. And so, look, that maybe answers that question right there. Will this person be happy? Yeah. Family wishes will come true when they have the strength. It's almost like they need a pulley system, right? They need someone who's been there. This person might need therapy. They might need counseling. They might need a support group. They might need a support person who comes in and teaches them how to use a pulley instead of doing it all themselves, because I strongly feel like this person feels weak to change their own circumstances, and they may need support of a pulley system to pull the bucket up to address the pain, the deep levels of pain that they've created for themselves. Look, don't get me wrong. I think that they may have had certain situations that left them in victim mode, but then they quickly became someone who liked hurting others as a result, or not liked hurting others, but just couldn't help it. They used their pain as a weapon. 7 of Cups. This person needs to look at their options for healing, and like I said, there's an element of game playing here. Snakes and ladders. They're trying to turn over. I mean, they're emptying the cups. Let's be honest. The 7 of Cups. They're emptying all their cups. And they're not leaving enough emotional stability for themselves. If they play their cards right, though, if they turn over the right cup looking for a solution, they will find hope, and they will be able to say, okay, this way or that way, and they will choose the right way to go, because if they're looking out that window, they're looking for happiness and well-being as well. They're looking for hope. They could want to take a surf trip. They want to travel in a van. That's very specific. Maybe even like surfing holidays around the world, you know, Indo or something like that. That could be extremely healing for them too. Wow, look at the surfboard. They're ready to ride the wave of whatever comes next. They're like waiting for their opportunity, waiting for things to change. You've got to act though. I just wanted to say dude, okay? So surf lingo, like dude, you got to make the move. You got to get in the water, right? To catch the perfect wave, you got to get in the water. And what is water? Moon energy, emotions. Not this kind of energy. Stop trying to drown your emotions. Get in the water and ride the wave. Lovers came out like in a blockage position. You'll never be able to find true love and move on in your love life. Love is a choice, and it's like you've got to have self-love first. The blockage of self-love for this person and for yourself, like this is strongly, I put that right there, because it's like when you love yourself, you can heal yourself, and the same with this person. Honestly, love makes the world go round, but you have to do it. Their luck will come to this person. Their life will change. If that is something you wanted to know, that it will change, when they love themselves. But also for you, okay? I strongly feel a karmic connection here, and that's why karmic soulmates can feel so hard to detach from. But that's why you also learn so much. That page of pen, the devil just opened up there again. That page of swords that we had here before is that lesson. That's why they teach us so much. So don't repeat the pattern here of becoming like the empath narcissist dynamic or whatever was at play here. In fact, let's have a look at what was at play here. What is at play here? Boat. Wow, goodness. Receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure, issues. Yeah, you will receive closure. This person will receive closure. That's very much Six of Swords kind of energy of moving to calmer waters, away from chaos. And this person needs to learn how to live in the quiet moments, okay? Because their life is so much in chaos that when they learn to live in, and they could have caused that to you, like they could have had that knock-on effect to you, and that's why you're having trouble separating, is because you're addicted now to their chaos. And the Six of Swords really talks about moving away from chaos towards calmer waters. And so when you love yourself, you'll be able to find more stable love, okay? King of Pentacles, you'll be able to find more stable footing for yourself, and get used to the calm, and get used to living and existing by yourself and supporting yourself. And it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be single. It's okay to look within and do the work. Like, we all have to do it at some point. You're not missing out. There's kind of like a FOMO energy here. And when you do that, you feel you will arrive at a new chapter, and so will this person, and there'll be closure. You may even like start talking again as friends. Interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives. Text, call, email. Also hoovering, as in taking over a conversation. Or like trying to suck up information about you. Maybe that's as far as it's ever going to be. We can be friends from here, but I don't feel like that straight away. There's the addiction energy showing up, okay? Ball and chain kind of energy, and dragging their heart around because their heart hurts, and so they're trying to self-medicate in different ways. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, right? Restraint. Cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. This person needs that closure to move on, needs to make that choice, needs to get in the water, make their commitment to growth happen. Okay. What is the overall energy moving forward for this connection? What is the overall energy moving forward for this connection? Ideation, okay. It's almost like, I wanted to say spot the difference. So yeah, I feel like over time you'll be able to look at each other through the eyes of love, and you'll be able to see the changes within each other. Sweetness, I'm going to keep that in reverse. So it does feel like something where it's love from a distance. It's not like, it won't be laid on thick. It will be something you can trust, okay? This Knight of Cups here is like romantic and very charming. It's like you won't fall for their charm again, but you can still love them from a distance. And I also think they'll tone down that behavior when they stabilize themselves. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to ideate their vision. They're trying to come to terms with, they're trying to live in their new existence, ride the wave. They are trying to do that. Surrender is in reverse, and I'm going to keep it like that. So they have to surrender to that process, and they have to surrender to the help. You've also got abundance and strength. So these cards are showing up. Yes, this person can have sweetness in their life. They can surrender. They can have abundance, and they can have strength. And you will too. But at the moment, I think both of you need to surrender to seeing the vision of love and self-love come to life, so that you can experience the sweetness of life and the strength and abundance of life coming forward again, once again, okay? I strongly feel these two are for you as well. With abundance and strength. It's like this, the other major arcana for Leo is the strength energy. And it's about taming the beast, about overcoming certain things and setting up new foundations, right? With this tower energy that you've experienced of you know, feeling broken, you need to realize how much abundance you actually have within you and surrender to your own process of healing from what is really technically an addiction to this person and this person's addictions. This person's addictions broke both of you in a sense, and that's horrible to say out loud, but it's actually quite true, and it's actually quite common. And I strongly feel for you on this one. What advice have you got for pile number 3, please, Spirit, moving forward in this connection? Whoa, a lot. Look at all these cards. Love. Mine, focusing on your own self-love strongly, focusing on what's important for you, driving yourself forward. That's Chariot energy, closure, moving on, okay? Moving forward. Avoiding stop-start energy. There may be some delays in this process, especially because healing is not linear. And it has taught you such a big lesson that's like now you need to apply what you've learnt, okay? And that does take time. And it may be stop-start in terms of talking, because it's like as you both grow at different rates, it's like you might talk a little bit and it might be you feel really good about that, but it does take time to become friends. You can't kind of expect these things to happen overnight. That slow is in reverse. So look, things will start to speed up, but it will be that stop-start kind of energy because you've got drive and slow. So it's like, one step forward, 10 steps back, but I feel like that's part of the wave. It's ebb and flow of emotions. This is very realistic, to be completely honest. Louder. You've got to surrender. You've got to listen to your subconscious, okay? Bringing things, complex things to the surface and trusting your intuition. Your intuition will get louder. That consciousness energy, that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up with the surrender. The consciousness, you trusting your intuition, you trusting your inner voice and your inner guidance, that hermit energy, really listening to that, really being okay. Doesn't mean you have to be antisocial. It just means amplifying the things that are good, amplifying the positives. Will help you to trust your intuition more. You've got stare, 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 and deep. This was a loving connection. It was a beautiful connection. There were moments of pain, and I've got a pain in my neck, so it feels like unstable. And it's interesting because the headache went away, but the pain in my neck has just kind of started, and it's like it was unstable. When you feel unsupported by life, you get back pain and neck pain. And so I feel like you wonder if you're going to have this type of connection again. A very deep spiritual connection, but I also feel very deep tantric connection. There might have been a lot of passion here, but I think that you will. What is the advice here for pile number 3 in finding love again? Finding a connection like this again? Now that you've experienced it, Spirit says, now that you've experienced it, you understand a whole new level of depth of emotions. And so it feels like it's raised your expectations beautifully. Within the next few months, you may even really come into a place of like that feels like treasure. You might find someone who really feels royal. Like if we're talking about like, will you find love again? Royally, yeah. Like something so other level, otherworldly even. Like you're walking up these golden staircase. You've chosen a new staircase for sure. This person may, if they have the ideation to do that, if they have the vision to do that, if they have the desire to do that, they will. But this is for you. For you, find a golden staircase, raising your expectations. And in the next few months, I think that as you raise your expectations, you will come to see like a whole new glittering world of love. Okay, ask your angels again. It's like you're inside this palace that's just all the walls are filled with gold. You're going to find a love that's really transformative. Ask your angels and ask your intuition too to give you signs about not even seeing love in other people, but strongly seeing love for yourself. If you believe, you will. If you believe, you absolutely will find it, because if you believe in it, you become the person who gets what they're asking for. You're able to take the blindfold off and focus on the positives, right? If you believe, you will see the sunset. If you believe, you will look for sunsets. Beautiful energy. Beautiful. Okay. Can we get some final advice here for pile number 3? That was fast. Find what you truly love and let nothing keep you from doing it. Yeah. Raise your expectations. Find what you truly love. What feels safe. What feels like a palace. What feels like untouchable love. And because you've learned so much from this situation. Very peaceful, that card. Very peaceful. Although there's dry, cracked earth. Almost like a desert. It's like it's taken you a time to get there. And you might feel dry and cracked open and laid bare before you start to really feel like the angelic. There's something so rich, royal, like blinding love. And stare. Like I said, it's blinding. You're looking into each other's eyes and it's going to hit you like a... like you've stumbled over... Like you can't even miss it. It's like you're stumbling over bricks of gold. Because I wanted to say hit you like a brick and then I'm seeing like bricks of gold. It's unavoidable. Make the choices that best provide what you need and most deeply affirm who you are. And you are raised. You are love. You are light. 100%. You are light. Surround yourself with the things that bring you pleasure. Move on from those things that cause you harm. Exactly. Pleasure is abundant. And if this was pleasure but it caused you harm because of the inconsistency and the tumultuousness of it, you're looking for a palace that provides it all. And it's safe inside those walls if you believe. Like, truly, that's what I'm getting. I love that for you. You're going to find so much pleasure in your life. So much richness in your life. Let me know how this resonates, pile number 3, but this is all about the person that's on your mind, their thoughts and feelings. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link to that is in the description box below. You can ask any question in the notes of whichever reading you choose there. But I'm wishing you so much luck, so much healing, so much strength, so much to look forward to here. I think you're going to be financially cared for by the universe, by self. The sun is very independent as well. You make a statement wherever you go, so you're going to be okay. Like, louder for the people in the back. You need to know this. Spirit is saying you need to know this. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen. Definitely. There's some huge healing here that's going to be extremely beneficial for your life. And if you care for the other person, yes, for them as well. It's almost like because you're such a light, you go first and this person will have no excuses but to follow. Because if they have that attachment with you, that's a lifelong attachment, and it's going to turn into something where, wow, I'm so grateful I met that person because they changed my life. Even if I couldn't change theirs, they changed mine. Wow. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.